as I told you before, we're going to do a BMW full black suede install. And what I'm going to be doing is showing you step by step on how we can get that done. All right. So if you guys look here, I've got everything laid out. I already started on taking apart the car, so that way I know I got all the tools we need for this particular vehicle. What we're doing is a '06 BMW 330i, and mainly all the BMWs are pretty much the same as far as removing all the parts. So I'm going to get this started for you. I want to show you what tools we're going to need. So here we got a T45, which we'll be using to remove the seatbelt bolt. We got a T20 on that Craftsman red handle, which we'll use it to take apart all the other hardware. And then we got a small flathead screwdriver. We'll use that for prying little pieces here and there. And then we have a tuck tool, which we'll be using that to pry off some of the trim pieces, and I'll show you that shortly. All right. All right, let me grab these tools real quick. What I'm gonna have you do is go in on the other side, and then we can finish. All right, guys, so we're gonna start with this pillar right here. And if you'll look, what we need to do first is remove this airbag clip, and there'll be a bolt right underneath it. T20. Alright, so this is what we'll be using our small flathead screwdriver for, to get underneath this clip here. And you want to just get real close to your, we're going to get real close to your pillar there, and then push in and then lift that thing right out of there. That thing just lifts off right there. It has little plastic clips that's mounted inside there. Then we'll use our T20. Come in here and remove this bolt here. And then right underneath this trim, you grab the edge of it. And then you want to put your hand right underneath there, because there's some places here where it needs to come off clips. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit. Now this particular one, someone has replaced the windshield at one point in time, so they've got some glue there. So you just want to pry that material right off there, wiggle it, and it'll come right off. So now we got that out of the way. Let's divert our attention over to the visor here. We'll fold it down. And you always want to check your lights, make sure that they're working prior to disassembling any of this stuff. That way you can know if you got an issue before you start. So we got T20 here. Go ahead and unbolt these two T20s. Alright. And then once you drop it, you'll have the connection for the mirror lighting, and you unplug that. Get that situated. Okay, so next we'll move our attention to the handle here. Drop my seat back a little bit. We'll again use our flathead screwdriver. Come in here. There's a little opening there at the top of there. You just kind of put it in there and open that up. It'll expose another two bolts. They're also T20s. All right. Now we got that handle out of the way. We want to next get ready to move ourselves to, what is that? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community rules. Yeah, of course. It'll be alright. It's still on the screen, but it's alright. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and get this clip here. And that's your visor clip. What you're going to do is use your flathead again. You'll come in here and there's a little bitty opening right at the bottom of this clip. And what you're doing is you got to open that up. Just got to get your flathead in there and kind of move it back a little bit. I don't want to put too much pressure on it because these things can be a little brittle. There we go. So once you open it up, then you can expose another screw right underneath there. And it's also a T20, so now you need to wiggle this just a little bit. Get that little peg out of there. Alright, so now we've gotten all the visors, a pillar, your grab handles, and this grab handle, there's a total of 4 in the vehicle, but I've shown you how to remove this one and you pretty much know how to do the rest of them. So next we're going to move ourselves to doing this B pillar. Now this is a more trickier situation, and I'm going to have you step outside and then we'll film it from the outside. Here, I'm going to move the seat forward. Go ahead and come around the side of the vehicle. Yeah. All right, guys, so what we're trying to do is actually take this seat belt off, is what we're trying to do, because we're going to need that in order to bring the pillar down and remove it out of the vehicle. So underneath this little plastic clip here, you see that thing just slides right out of there, and it exposes a little Torx head bolt there, and that's where this T45 comes into play. Go ahead and put it on there. All right, we'll get that bolt out of the way. Wiggle that, it comes right out. Next, we're going to be removing this trim piece, because we got to get this bottom part of this plastic A-pillar out. In order to do that, we got to have access to the bottom side of here. So we're going to lift this one up a little bit there, and this thing just pries up. It's one reason you can have your tuck tool to help pry these pieces out. There you go. So now we got the bottom one here. Now I'm also going to use this right here to tuck under here and pull this trim up just a little bit there. Now I want to get this up and out of my way a little bit, because of what I'm going to access. And if you come around this way just a little bit, what we're trying to do is inside of here there is a plastic clip right here. Now you see I just pried that open. That's what we were trying to unlock. And then there's another one on the back side there. So once we get to that, then we'll be able to remove this pillar out of the way. I'm pulling this trim up here on the back side as well. It is a little stubborn. Try it from the bottom here. There we go. Alright. Okay. So now guys, what I'm trying to to do is get to the bottom here. And I'm just using my tuck tool to prop those little prongs out. And I needed to separate right here. So that way I can pull this thing straight down and remove it out of the vehicle like so. And that's what we do on that. To get that clear out. Okay, next we're gonna move our way. We're gonna be moving our way to the backside here, and okay, now this one, let me go ahead and grab this handle out real quick as well. Like I told you guys, you use your flathead, jump in there, pull those down, and then undo these two little bolts here. Alright. Next is this rear C pillar. Now this one, it has another little clip here. And we just got to get behind it there so we can pop it out of the way. Wiggle it out of there. And then also, it's got another T20 screw in there. Okay, so now this, guys, is where it gets a little bit tricky here. I'm going to pull some more of this just so I can access this whole clamp. Now, you don't. This is a crucial part right here, guys. I want to explain. I want to stress it to you because these panels are very brittle. They've been in the sun for as long as this car has been manufactured. So the plastic itself is very brittle. But this piece, you don't pull it away from the vehicle. You have to slide it up toward the headline. And when you do that, you will unlock it, and I'll show you why it's like that. If you look here, guys, there's these clips, and these clips are wedged in an angle here, if you can see that, and it slid down in this groove to lock it in place. So there's a bigger opening here at the top of it, and you have to slide it up, and then it will unlock itself. If you do not do that, you will break this piece. So I'm telling you from experience, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you slide this piece up. I want y'all to hit me up in the comments talking about, hey, he didn't tell us. No, I did. You don't want to just pull this piece off. You want to make sure you slide it up, and that way you'll release it unharmed. Everything will be all right. So it's a beautiful C pillar here, and that's how you get that out. Now, the next thing we're going to do is back here in the back, the third brake light cover. All you're going to do is reach your hand up in behind here and pull down on both sides, and then this thing will come right off. So that's how you get that off. And also it unlocks the back part of the headliner board, because there's two clips inside of here. One on each side, somewhere located around here. It locks into place. Alright, now we just about got the headliner board out. All of our pillars are removed because prior to doing the live, I removed everything on this side. Alright.
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's happening? Doing the live. It's a BMW 330i. So a client was already scheduled to bring this in today, and we'll be getting it out for him on Wednesday. So I'm going to show you 3 parts to this video. Today we're doing all the removal of all the pillars, headliner board, sunroof shade, everything in the vehicle that we're going to be wrapping in black stretch suede. So today I'm showing you guys how to remove and take out these pieces. Alright, so we're just about ready to get this headliner board out. He's got a lot of leaves and stuff under here. So we're just getting everything pulled away from the trim here. Next, we're going to get ready to remove our sunroof trim panel or trim piece. And that's this little ring that goes around the actual sunroof. in doing that, all we're gonna do is use our tuck tool one time again, and we're just gonna get inside of here and push it away from the opening. Once it starts, you just kind of pull it all the way around, and we drop that trim off just like that, guys. I know I make it look easy. That's what we do. It's headliner match, baby. I love what we do. So look, this thing's already dropping. It's already getting ready to come down for us. We're just pulling this thing down around the edges here. Give it a little shake and wiggle. Now, there we go. So now we're left with one little piece here, and that's this front panel piece. And like I said, that windshield has been replaced before, so it may have a little bit of glue up there. I'm gonna get up there, and we'll get that released. Okay, baby. Take your seat and retract it back so you're ready to see. Guys, so what we're doing right now is getting we're getting this mirror aligned out of the way, so that way we can reach up here and get the rest of this being released out of there. Alright, so I need to remove this panel because there is a clip right underneath there that's holding me up. Actually, it's two of them. Okay. So with that being said, let's see. Show you guys what I'm doing once I get this piece out here. There it is. It's locked right there. Alright, so inside of here, there's two tabs right here in the front that was having this thing locked in. But then also, up in the inside of here, if you can see this little tab, it's hooked inside of here as well. But once I would have gotten this out, we would have been able to access these two little pegs here and wiggle those things right out of there. Let me pull it out and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this right here would be one of the differences that you would see in the older ones versus the newer ones. And all it is, these two little plastic pegs that are pushed in here. They're pushed inside of this little thing here, and they act as like screws to keep that thing wedged up there. So for now, I'm gonna put these back in there. That way we know where they are. And then this light assembly, I'm just gonna push it back up through the board here. Board has been dropped. Now what we'll do is we will unplug this thing right here. Let's see, where's my flat head? Okay, there we go. So I just disassembled this clamp here from this unit, so that way we can have the board free. We'll go ahead and pull that out now. Alright guys, so in order to remove this board out of the vehicle, you want to let your seat all the way back. You want to recline it down as far as it'll go. And let it back as far as it'll go. You want to bring it out in an angle like this. You see it just slides right out here, just like this guys. No board was harmed in the making of this video. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to remove the sunroof panel, and I'll show you guys how we do that. All right, so you want to leave it all the way slide back, and then we're going to bend this thing like such. And then we'll come over here and we'll take off these little rubber guides. We're going to take off these little rubber guides right here, because behind there are 3 bolts. So we just pull those off just like that. Sit those on the floor of the side that it's associated to. Red Torx head 20 over there. Okay guys, what we're going to do is come in here and take out these 3 Torx head bolts so we can remove the glass. And let me just find my tool real quick. Oh, it's in This one is actually a little bit bigger than a 20. So I would say it's a 25. But my 20 still gets the job done without stripping it, but I would suggest you get the proper one. Future references. Alright. 3 bolts out on this side. So you can see what it looks like, guys. You can see that. Alright, then we get the 3 on this side. Then we will take the glass out. And we'll go up top and I'll show you guys what we got to do up there. Okay, I got one more here. Got it. So now guys, what we need to do is remove the glass. And I first start by just putting my hands there, getting it up out of the way just a little bit, and then I'll go up top and situate it. Here, guys, we will bring this thing closed. As far as it'll go there. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to close close the shade. That will allow me to close this thing. Back up top. If you guys will look here, what we got to do is get ready to pull this thing out of here. In order to do that, we're going to use this flathead. And there's a little angle. There's a little bitty opening inside of this thing that we're going to use to push this thing out of there. What I did, I put this flathead right in this little groove here so I could pull it back just a little bit, just a hair, so I could get it out of there. Now that that one side's out, I'm going to push this whole thing to that side like this, and it will release this one on this side. And I'm going to pull this thing forward just a little bit more.
What's up?
Hey, working on another one. Okay, so real quick, guys, what I'm gonna have to do is raise this back up and get this little drip rail out, because the back of it has a little curve to it, and that's gonna keep me. It's gonna keep me from reaching there and getting this whole thing out. I could put a little pressure here, but I'd rather not. So let me raise it up. So what I did, I bended it one more time, and then I'm gonna come in here, guys. I'm gonna remove this drip rail, and the way I do that, it will unlock right here. But there are also some pins here, but we're gonna pull off right there. You see, I just released that just right there. And come on this side and do the same thing. Release that rail. Now, inside the back side, I can pop this thing out of there.
I bet they saying, "Ooh, she can't record."
No, it's a hard angle to get, babe. It's all it is. So, no biggie. I'm trying to get it off of there. There you go. So what it is, there's a little catch here that the bottom side of this little rod goes on, and that's what we're trying to get is take it off of there. So you just gotta pry it up, turn it upwards like this, and it'll come right off of there. So now we got that out of our way. We can bring this thing. I'm gonna drop these rails again. So basically, unbending it. So I can bring it forward. So now, yeah, I got it forward a little bit. Come in here again. Push this one back, and I'm gonna push this one forward in an angle like this so I can get it out of here. There we go. Yeah. So what I was trying to do was push this back enough that I could get it out of the track. So that's what I had to do, is push that back to get it out of that track. Alright, so now we got the shade out. We now have every piece out of the car that we're going to be wrapping. So now, this really will conclude our part 1 of this video live. And now I'm going to take all these pieces and take them back to my home, whatever, in Tyler. And we're going to go to the new warehouse, and we will conclude, and probably tomorrow we'll have another live and we'll wrap all these pieces. Then Wednesday we'll come back to Dallas. This is where we are, in Dallas, Texas, here at the Headline Mecca. And then we're going to go ahead and reinstall this back into the car. And I'll show you guys how everything goes back in, and we'll have a final video shoot with everything installed. And then you guys will know how to do your BMW anytime you're going to get it done, switching up the colors or whatever in black suede or any of our 2021 colors of suede that we got. It's Headliner Magic, guys. This is what we do. All right.